What it is, what it do, everybody. It's your boy Benjamin G. Ditsele, and I'm with
G Meister.
Asbong, and welcome to the Hip Hop Circle. Asbong, everybody. Happy New Year from the crew. We hope you're having it good. We hope you have a prosperous 2024, bro.
Oh, wait.
What's good, man?
No, thanks. Now you.
Nice and fun. You will be the boy. Yeah, what I'm saying, that man.
Yeah, no.
It's crazy the times we're living in now.
Yeah.
It's actually worrisome, Joe. I saw an article where they say 27,000 people die every year in South Murder. And then I was reading some hip hop news and I saw Yo Goati's brother. I don't know if you heard about that. Got shot. He died.
Gun violence,
man. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Gun violence, exactly. You know. So I don't know, man. We can start there in terms of, because hip hop, especially got that.
Yeah.
People die of the gun, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does hip hop embody this thing of violence, Yvette?
I think it does, since mostly 90% of the rap modern day.
It's facts.
It's gun violence.
Facts.
How I'll come up with the switch and
and a Glock.
Yeah, spray it on your whole crew.
Yes, bro.
This and that. I think it embodied that whole thing of the gun violence, because Takeoff Lena
exactly
was gun violence. There's a lot of rappers who've lost their lives. Nipsey Hussle.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yo.
And we thought it was a US thing until it happened to us, and we lost most artists from SA right now. It's that thing,
It's the gun.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy, bro. And I don't know. You think something should be done, like in terms of the hip hop community? What can we do, Vet?
I think first and foremost, we as rappers, I understand already, rappers are coming from, like most of them are coming from communities where, it was very harsh, and for them to survive, they had to do this and that. But I feel like when they're rapping about all the gun violence, there should be a moral of the story. It should not be that makes you tough.
Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing cool about it.
There's nothing cool about it, because I saw even after Takeoff's passing, like 2 months later, Quavo was sitting down, I think, with Joe Biden, and then trying to come up with a campaign. Basically, find an intervention against gun violence. Yeah. I feel like, first of all, not make it cool. Second of all, we should launch campaigns, just like any major, industry. So in hip hop, the intervention, gun violence,
Joe, you know what scares me is how AKA was high profile.
Yeah.
And then till this day, we know nothing about what happened. And apparently, from the person who shot him, there's a stall, Yama Police, across the road. But apparently it was empty. And we know nothing about the case. But I see collab. We just, from the hip hop circle, we don't think guns are cool.
Yeah, no.
That's all we gotta say about that. Yeah,
no.
Man. Joe, anything you have on your mind? I have a lot to talk about. I was doing some thinking during the holidays, man.
Nah.
It's good to be back, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out to Justa. As you can see, he's not around. He's busy with some school stuff.
Maria, he's coming back next episode,
Stay in school, kids. There's only one in your vest. Well, many more, but it's not a guarantee that you're gonna make it.
True.
The game is wild, bro.
Yeah.
Would you? Okay, now you're done. You're done with school, but at some point, would you have left school for hip hop?
I would have. The confidence that I had in myself, I would have. I was like,
whoa,
no, I've got this. I've got this in the bag. But until you have knowledge instilled into you, the universe has its ways of instilling knowledge into. Until you see, it's not as simple as you think. But immediately when I get out, it's that thing, or you have to invest energy to get that type of energy back. So I would have, but now that I think about it, it was me saying that, somebody else has done it, I can do it too. It was not of my own will.
That's right.
No. That's right. I'm leaving school because I believe in myself.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the, educational part of things, but then, like, for me personally, I do not think that school is doing enough It's doing something,
but it's not doing enough.
Yeah, because let's say Vele, I'm all about, writing. I'm a poet and everything like that. I do good in English, but other subjects I'm not doing great.
Yeah.
How would you advise someone who's like that, who's in poetry? Because that's also hip hop.
True.
It's an art.
It's an art.
Or they are in film, like they love filming and visuals and everything like that. Or they just like rap. How would you advise them to approach? Let's say I'm in grade 9 and I have like 4 years left or 3 years left to be done with school. How would you advise them to stay in school and focus?
First and foremost, now I would say, so I'm going to speak out of experience, right? So like, if I've realized already, when you do one thing, you cannot do two things and do them both at a high level. So one of them is gonna, and then the other is gonna
yeah, facts.
So
facts.
I noticed that because when I started rapping, I won't lie, it was whack. Like, yeah, it was not the most pleasant thing. But rapping is not, I don't believe anybody to tell you it's a talent. Like, those who are out there, it's because maybe they have that certain charisma to attach to their rap profile. Mara, it's not a talent, it's a skill that you learn and then you keep building on it. So as you build on it, I was building on it while I was in school, right? So as I was building on it while I was in school, I realized that what I was doing, I was studying the dictionary, I was learning about multiple syllable rhyming, like being able to, and all that. So what I would advise is that have a roster or a schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, when I get back from school, I spend this many hours on school, okay, on schoolwork, and then maybe I give an hour or 1 hour 30 minutes to my craft. And I start building on my craft, whether it's making visuals or whether it's writing. Because the nice thing about writing is that some days you can be so hard, within 15 minutes you've already written like 3 verses. Like, that's how it's moving. So my advice is that make time. There will never be time. Make time.
Make it.
Yeah. So when you're in school, there's never time. You have to make it.
Yeah.
So just squeeze it in, and I believe it will work.
Facts, bro. So it's all about practicing.
Practicing. Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy, man. So I was like doing a lot of thinking because I was supposed to watch an interview, 50 Cent. But I couldn't watch it because of other things, holidays and everything. But he was talking about the business side of hip hop. That was the title, I think. Yeah, but he was going to talk about business. There was a time he invested in vitamin water, something like that.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent is making moves in terms of business.
True.
So I wanted us to talk about the business side of hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
How can one person that's killing it is Casper Novest.
True.
One shot.
Yeah.
So if you're not Casper, if you're not a 50 Cent, or if you're not a Jay-Z, how are you going to, how can I say, master the business side of hip hop?
Yeah. So I would say maybe figure out what you're good at rather than hip hop. If there wasn't hip hop, what would you be doing? Okay. Yeah. So if there wasn't hip hop, what would you be doing? Because I don't believe there's any human that's only good at one thing. We just limit our brains. I'm good at this thing because you've realized that you're good at it. So let's say, for instance, you know that you are a great sketch artist, but now you're doing hip hop. So maybe your sketches under false persona make money, and then as it grows, you tell people at a later stage, I do sketches, and who wouldn't want to be sketched by a celebrity?
Exactly.
Bro. So it makes sense. So what other thing are you good at? If there wasn't hip hop, if there wasn't rapping, if you couldn't be an artist, what's another thing? All in blinding,
because you hear a lot of artists talking about how broke they are. And it's a sad thing because they used to be like this high in terms of music and everything like that, but they could have been surrounded by people that are milking them. You never know, seeing them as cash cows and then Bonaba Crescendo and everything. And then there are record labels which always come up in our conversation. But like the business side of hip hop is essential, bro. I mean, you look at Jay-Z, not only does it make you proper, but it gives you longevity in the game as well. But for you, who's someone you can look at and say, in terms of business and hip hop, Augustar?
Like, I'm gonna look at youngsters since now, you know, I'm also young and, you know, it's fine to look at with Jay-Z, but you have to look at someone you're like, okay, as far as age, I don't fit that. I look at someone like Travis Scott. I know there's a lot of controversy around him, but the guy's making moves. Nike, McDonald's, like the guy has a lot of brand deals. He has a record label, Cactus Jack. He has a energy drink, Cactus, which is also called Cactus Jack. Like, he's making moves and he's young.
So, like, how do they make these moves, bro? Nike and McDonald's. Could it be the management?
I think first and foremost it's management, and management.
But is a brand.
Yeah, because what he portrays.
Okay. How old is Travis Scott?
How old? I don't know. How old is he?
But the earlier 20s then.
Yeah, I think early 20s.
That's crazy. And then in terms of Mzansi, like which artist?
Mzansi, let's see. I mean, you've got a lot of people, but let's see. Okay, you go with the one that comes at the top of my mind. I mean, Nasty C.
Oh yeah.
Mercedes, Puma.
To Mercedes.
Yeah, like Mercedes send him a G63 for his new album.
Wow,
that was recently. Send him the latest G63 as a present. When he did the listening session for his album, it was at a Mercedes Center.
Wow, snap.
I think it's Mercedes. And he has one of the vodka brands.
Oh yeah,
Johnny Walker.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, Johnny Walker. Yeah. I mean, he's selling his own merch tour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, business side, he's also there.
The merch side of things, because Casper as well. No plan to Casper new vest.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. So the merch side of things, is every artist doing that?
The merch, merch, every artist, because it brings in at least something, and it also helps with getting what's it called, records or sales of your album. If you sell merch that is from, so the branding is from the album, they count it as sales too in a way. They have a formula for it. Yeah.
There was a scene that happened between, you know, AKA's family and, I don't know if you remember, I'ma keep. They wanted to release Keenan's t-shirts and to tribute and stuff like that.
But they didn't get consent then.
Is that a thing? Is that like a legal thing? So you must get consent?
Yeah, you must get consent, because Angere AKA is a brand. It's come to a point, it's a brand now. So it's like taking Nike stuff and collaborating with them. So he's a brand. So
he's supposed to be getting paid.
It's supposed
or
to
at
be
least his family.
His family, his but again, his estate. The AKA estate, or the Keenan Forbes estate.
Yo, bro. And I don't know, I think the case was dragged until late 2023 or early 2023, I don't remember. But it's crazy. I thought like, but they're just doing a tribute to a legend. But of course, his face is there.
His face is there, so he's a brand.
And they are going to sell. Especially it was fresh. I mean, he just passed away last year.
Yeah.
And then Badira the same year. Yeah, so obviously they wanna, I get the point. I get the point, man. So I mean, if you know that's a pro kid, same.
It all matters. Is pro kids. First of all, is the picture that you're using copyrighted and was he? Because the other thing, artists are so smart these days. Their management, what they do, let's say for instance, AKA, they register AKA as a LLC. So anytime you use his name, it's an LLC.
And those loopholes, Joe, and they making it hard, like.
Yeah, they're trying to make it harder on people who are like infringing and taking away money from them. So basically, it's like piracy.
No, you're bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
because we need to educate our homies in terms of the business side of things, bro. True. You know, also there are too many, I don't know what to call them, blind spots in these legal terms, and they also use terms that you wouldn't understand, so that they trap you and stuff like that. True. But it's cool, man. Another thing I was thinking about. You got anything on your mind?
No. I don't think so. No.
This, I don't know how they're gonna take it. Right, Justa's not here, so we don't have controversial stuff. So I'm trying to balance things, bro. But there's something, obviously, that I want us to look at, man. Obviously, right? Hip hop is all about, you know, big words and everything. I don't want to say vulgar words and stuff like that, but I was thinking of Christian hip hop or gospel rap.
Yeah.
You know, why isn't it popping? I know it's there, but like, why isn't it popping as much as like secular hip hop and stuff like that?
So now what I think is that first and foremost, I get it's Christian hip hop. So people who listen to normal hip hop, they're from different religions. There's atheists, there's Christians, there's Muslims, there's Buddhists. Okay. So there's everybody's listening to that, right?
Yeah.
And I think that Christian hip hop in terms of relatability. So if you're a Muslim, how are you gonna relate to me talking about God?
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. God did this for me and everything, right? And Christian hip hop has, as I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, in my rap songs I don't cuss, right? I don't cuss. So it's not Christian hip hop, but it's just the fact that I don't cuss. So the fact is that when I start speaking, if I talk about maybe an incident that I've seen and I talk about a gun, it's considered as explicit content. So that's why I have to put that badge of parental advisory, explicit content.
Okay.
So it's come to a point where the public is so fragile. A lot of things are explicit. If I talk about
bro.
So that's why Christian hip hop is not as popping. Alright. Yeah, it's cool. It's fine. It's getting there, but it's not as popping as regular hip hop.
Yeah, and it's been getting there.
Yeah, it's been getting there. I've been waiting.
Yeah.
You know, you've got people like what's his name? Tyler Tribbett.
Yeah. Tyler Tribbett.
Yeah, Tyler Tribbett.
Kirk
Franklin. We've got there's one, I think it's one of the biggest, Lecrae. Lecrae has also been doing it. So I think in terms of relatability, I think a lot of people don't relate. A lot of people just don't relate. I don't think it's a term of it's not getting its spotlight. It is, but
from the relevant people.
The relevant people.
I tried to fight for you, but these are facts. These are definite facts. But you spoke on in your music, you don't cuss and stuff like that. Should a hip hop track have those words? I'm not saying we should limit people's writing skills or whatever, but sometimes it's unnecessary, man.
I think sometimes some people, man. There's some people I get to read NF.
Don't.
But I think you've heard a song of him, but you don't know it's him, right? So NF also doesn't cuss, but he did say before he when he started, it was there for him. Okay, let me cuss so that then I can be out with the other guys.
Okay. Okay.
And I wonder, for me too, I was sitting down and contemplating a lot. Okay, the cussing, does it give it an appeal towards a certain crowd, right?
Bro.
And is it like, are you being real with yourself, right? So I just think, some people are just doing it for the appeal. But we know that some people actually come from homes where cussing is a normality. So since it's a normality for them, you can be like, okay, I understand. They're going to grow into it and change. So about it's a normality, you can hear the change from the earlier stuff and now, no, they used to cuss, but now it's a bit better,
That's crazy because in my head, I also thought about it because I know of two rappers that are amazing, Black Les and Touchline. There's no vulgar in their tracks, but the execution and everything. For me, the two of them are up there with Bokwesta, with G-Maesta, and stuff like that in terms of lyrics, But it's crazy. So an appeal. So hip hop. Could you say hip hop is all about appeal, or that's just a general thing?
I think when you, what's the word? It's qua. Man, I'm looking for a word. When you start monetizing something. When you start monetizing something, there has to be appeal. Basically, sometimes. So there's a lot of people who have gone and made it like they've been themselves. Like if you look at Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, J. Cole, earlier times, he used to wear, chains and stuff just to for the appeal, because that's what the rapper is supposed to be. Have a big chain, have a designer shirt, have cool sneakers on, and have the biggest car.
And like they must blend in.
Yeah, they must blend in. And the tipping point for him was when I think it was BET Awards 2013, if I'm not lying. But he didn't want to wear it, but his stylist said, wear this. He wore it. 5 guys were wearing it at the same event. And that's why it's the tipping point for me. I'm going to start being real with myself. That's how we got the dreadlock code.
Yeah.
Like you see Kendrick, they've been gone for years. If you listen to his latest album, which is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, he speaks on those stuff. Like one song, he says that his little cousin, Baby Keem, bought 4 cars in 4 months. Yeah, he bought a Rolex watch. He only wore it once. Like, it's that appeal. He was trying to be there, but then came back.
Exactly. Yeah. At some point, you must find yourself. That's crazy, man. What's the difference between SA hip hop and UK hip hop? I think it's drill they call it, or whatever.
Yeah.
And what's this one as well? USA, man.
Yeah.
And USA hip hop, what's the difference?
The difference? I think the difference is just influence. Yeah, it's just influence, or where's the influence come from? Because sometimes you can, I'm sure, know if a rapper or a fan of hip hop in the US or in the UK heard Aries, they would think Aries is from the US. Right? In terms of accent wise, I'm not critiquing him because of that. No, not at all. But it's just the fact that US English has had more influence all over the world than UK English you get. So I would think it's not the language precise, but it's like the influence in terms of culture. Like what do we say? Like what's his name? Central C did a freestyle or more LA Leakers, and where he was explaining the different slang terms in UK and US English.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, and that was great because that showed me what hip hop is all about, culture. Culture, SA is what makes SA hip hop from different from UK hip hop.
Because Maglera Doughboy has his own, I don't know what to call it, lingo, bro.
Yeah.
Obviously we mix another language, but then what's this thing, Joe? Impasas, the boys in Bucks used to say impasas. Who else, Joe, speaks funny? But that type of lingo. Yeah. But I understand. So hip hop has a culture, or is it a culture by itself?
It is a culture influenced by other cultures.
Yeah. Nah, wait, that's dope, man. What do you think about drill? Is that hip hop or a rhymes?
No, I feel like it's hip hop. Definitely, like you can hear, if you're listening to the beats first and foremost, you can hear your 808, you can hear your kick, you can hear your hi-hats. Like if the elements are there, they're just a bit faster. And it's hopping like hip hop, and it's hopping exactly like that because when you're listening to it, you still want to get out of your seat. Do
you think that's gonna fly in SA? I know there's a boy called Roy who's kind of pushing it. Is it gonna fly in SA?
I think it is gonna fly. It's just waiting for somebody to go along with it.
To just really push it.
To push our wave of drill. It's just waiting for someone. Because you think drill came from Chicago, basically. If I'm not lying, it's from Chicago. Forgive me if I am, but I know it's from Chicago. And from Chicago, the UK adapted it and made it their own.
Their own thing.
Their own thing where they speak their own lingo. And so we'll see.
Hip Hop Circle in the comment section below. Please tell us what you think about drill. Do you think it's gonna fly in SA? Savage 21, bro, just released an album.
American Dream.
I'm fine. I was listening to it, boy. He's hot.
No, he's hot.
I mean, obviously there are those vulgar words and everything, but we go beyond that. We listen to the production
and the theme,
the theme of the thing, the flow and everything like that, bro. What are your thoughts on that?
No, that for me, I feel like he released it in January. I think it'll be other albums.
Crazy.
I feel like contender for album of the year.
Nah.
Yeah. Because first and foremost, when 21 Savage started out, I was not listening to 21.
That's me, bro.
Yeah.
Like
one, all I heard was gun talk. Two,
yeah.
It was gun talk and, you know, girls, like the ordinary stuff.
Yeah.
But I think as an artist, he has grown. And we have artists like Drake to thank for that. He's shown him platform. But okay, it's fine to talk about that. But then I heard on this album, that's when I was like, this guy has grown. Because the last song, what's the last song? I forgot what's the last song.
Is it Party Something or Die Hard or something like that?
Yeah. But it was a motivational type of thing. Right?
Okay.
And let me check it, Moki. American Dream. American Dream, yeah. The last song, which is Dark Days. Dark Days with Mariah the Scientist. He talks about gun violence and actually how he was part of it, and he does not want to advise any of the youth to get into it. Because what I hear from this, I feel like a lot of people could hear this. He says that he's not talking about guns because he always enjoys it, but it's because it's part of his life now, and it's nothing he can never leave, because if you leave it, then it's like you're betraying what you've gotten into.
Yeah.
So, and him speaking about American Dream, I felt like Angeri's from the UK.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from the UK. Like, if you listen to his accent earlier when he was getting into the game, you could hear Maria.
Oh, maybe there's an answer fees. Because at the end of the day, then he raps like he doesn't want to, and then, got to.
Yeah. So he had that UK accent on him when he was starting, right? So, for him, the American dream was that coming here and 21, the name 21 Savage. So 21 is like the number he was given while he was being processed for a green card at the US.
I'm fine, this is deep.
Right? And I was listening to that, and it was like, Savage was like, it came from Metro Booming. That's why he loves Metro Booming. He worked with him earlier. He called him, he was like, what are you going to call yourself? Metro Boomin was like, why not Savage 21? And he will change that. It was like 21 Savage. But I feel like American Dream shows us, no, he's telling a story.
Yeah.
He's in his bag, and that the American Dream, for a black person, the American Dream is very hard. That's what he was painting for us. Where you can get into the street life of guns, of girls, gangs. I feel like that's the picture was painting for us, and how it swallows you up. So I feel like great album.
That's deep, because now I was just listening to it to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So you went into depth. Now I'm gonna listen to it with that conscience.
Yeah, with the conscience. Yeah. No, I listened to it very deeply. You know why I listened to it deeply? Because a week before the release, I think, a week or 2 weeks, he did a biopic trailer where there were two actors that were portraying him and showing basically how he has lived, and he did a music video for the first song.
Okay.
So that's why I felt like, okay, this must be very close to his heart. I've got to listen to this. Yeah.
And then the strategy of releasing an album, January. What do you think about that?
I feel like, first and foremost, you've got to trust your team. You know that your team is pushing, and that you know that you've got a large fan base. I mean, the guy without albums and everything, he has 55 million monthly listeners on Spotify. So for him releasing an album in January, he knows that.
It's kind of like a flex.
Yeah, it's a flex. So I can do this.
Yeah, no. Who are you challenging to release an album in January, boy?
Who I'm challenging?
Yeah. Kai. Yeah.
But who hasn't been releasing?
I think Questa's been quiet.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Questa, yeah, definitely Questa. Album. I feel like if he hit an album right now, and he goes into his bag like he always is.
Yeah.
I feel like he will challenge the rest of the hip hop heads. Or get your game on this year.
Let's push.
This year we've got to push.
Nah, get it out, bro. Get it out. There's something else that was on my mind in terms of streams. You just said 55 million. 21 Savage and stuff like that. Away. Well, I don't know what to say, man. It's crazy, but we had to go on a break.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, but we're back. I think we were done actually talking about 21 Savage's album. But go take a listen to that album, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Amazing. Oh, now go with Sora. Do I have something to add? I just remember.
Oh yeah, wait.
I remembered something I sent you. Let me check what his screenshot, Zach. Wow, there's a lot going on. Oh yeah.
Why didn't I add it? Yeah, away. Let's go into that, man. Yeah, take us into it.
So it's this is Fox News, and Dr.Umar Johnson appeared on the Joe Budden podcast.
So don't tell me he's the one that said that, bro.
Yeah, and he said that Eminem can be the GOAT rapper because he's white. Pan-Africanist psychologist. He's a Pan-Africanist psychologist.
Eminem cannot be
the GOAT rapper because he's white. So I feel like racism in hip-hop.
Bro, I mean, it left me speechless when you sent it to me, bro.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there should be color to this thing. Number one. If someone is a rapper and they fit the criteria, and I mean, this is Eminem, bro.
I mean,
if 50 Cent, who's in the rap game, respects Eminem.
Now what's your opinion when you're a Pan-Africanist psychologist?
Wow. I don't want to say much about Dr. Umar. There are a lot of things that he says, man. And I'm like, we're now a tooler, man. We're now a tooler.
And the fact that if you go deep into the story, I did not go deep into it, but the fact that I saw it, like a lot of articles started following me around. There are a lot of rappers that were rapping in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and they stood up for Eminem, like MC Shan.
Exactly.
And Royce, no, it was not Royce the Five, it was King Crooked. They stood with him. They were like, nah, man. In terms of skill, you can't compare.
Bro.
You know, because I feel like stereotyping in hip-hop or segregation has been a big part, because I've heard a lot of things, like Eminem does not get played in clubs, or Eminem does not get played in the streets, or this and that and that and that. But then you look at his numbers,
exactly.
Like, you sure? Are you sure? Okay, he cannot be played in the clubs. Maybe he does not make that kind of content. But are you sure black people are not listening to his music?
Come on, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, what he did with When I'm Gone, just carry on.
Yeah.
Hip hop. You know the track.
Yeah.
I don't know why we have to put color to this thing,
exactly.
Bro. I mean, even for him, it's low.
It's very low.
It's disappointing.
It's very low.
You know? And the Anapila, but he was being interviewed by a hip hop cast, ne?
Yeah, the Joe Budden podcast. And Joe Budden has beef with Eminem, ne? Matter what he did, ne? I have respect for what he did there. He was like, you know you're talking about Eminem, right? Like, you know that. He was like, yeah. He was like, okay. And you know how good Eminem is. He was like, yeah, he's good, but we cannot say he's the GOAT rapper because he's white. The culture.
So that's the only reason?
Yeah.
I know, man.
And I feel like he's not the only one. He's representing a certain part of hip-hop fans that are saying that my man cannot be this because that. Reese cannot be that good. His music does not get played in clubs. Nasty C's music gets played in clubs.
Come on, man.
This and that and that, this and that and that.
Come on, man. Tell me one rapper, Joe, who can take Eminem on straight. One time. Because also Eminem has been associated with big rappers, bro, like Lil Wayne.
Jay-Z.
Imagine.
Right.
I mean, he's up there, bro. And then who did Dr. Umar say is the GOAT if it's not Eminem?
I did not watch the podcast. I just saw this article.
Just saw this thing. No,
and I saw this video. Yeah, we should check it and see
exactly
who he says is the rapper. Because Eminem has been, even with the youngsters, they say he does not like modern rap. But there's a time he was supposed to do a collab album with Designer.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do that, and I heard one time there was a rumor going around that he has done a track with Travis Scott. So it's two people you do not expect to collaborate, but he says he loves Travis Scott music.
Exactly. So, and honestly, I don't blame him. I remember there was a time he was like, Lil Wayne is the only Lil rapper he can collaborate with.
Yeah.
Because now, obviously, Joe, it's not even like gatekeeping, but when you look at where hip hop used to be, bro, to where it is now, it might be dope, but then standard. Let's be honest.
And we know what Eminem wears his heart on his sleeve, so anything that happens, he will say.
He will say it.
Yeah.
Facts, bro.
And to think that, let's look at all these little rappers. How many of them have dreadlocks? To put it into perspective, what he was saying. How many of them have dreadlocks?
Wow.
Yeah. Like a lot.
You are making me think of Lil Wayne's verse Smoke God did.
Yeah.
Can I say something about what up, twin?
Yeah.
I'm so cultivating, everybody replicate me. Face facts. Dreadlocks. Face tats. I'm the apex.
Exactly. So he's telling you, he knows why he's right, no man. I mean, I do not want to mention names, but we know.
It's crazy. It actually reminded me because I also did, after he sent me this one, I also did my own research, and apparently Lil Uzi Vert is releasing his last album. I'm not sure. Allegedly. Yeah.
They all say that.
Oh, you think they want to get attention type vibe?
I don't think it's attention. I just think that most rappers, they come to a certain level where it's hard being a musician or an artist, in fact, where it drains you, you know? And I feel like Lil Uzi Vert, he acts okay on the outside, but he's going through a lot. You know, Mara. I feel like he could come back into music because even J. Cole said after 2014 Forest Hills Drive, that album, he wanted to retire. Because he felt like it was a lot.
Hey, Joe, you're so right about these homies going through a lot, Joe, because we all know, I can't pronounce his name, or Extension. We know he was going through a lot. Is it Juice WRLD as well?
Juice WRLD, yeah.
And then there's this song, a Lil Uzi Vert, Joe, and I happen to love it, but it's like, all my friends are dead.
Yeah.
Like, as much as he could be talking about money on Taiwan, like the dead president and stuff, but this music, Joe, it's kind of like depressing.
Yeah, you can hear this person's going through a lot, but we are jamming to it.
Now we are vibing to it.
There's that one who's sitting in front of the computer and listening to that, and it actually hits him.
Yeah, but Trigara boy. Yeah, no. Shout out to Juice that I know. I think he loves Juice WRLD.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, no. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think I wanted to get into the streams when you spoke about Umanadams.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
It's Joe. I wish you could shoot for hours, bro. When you spoke about 21 Savage getting 55 million streams, you know, without an album.
Listeners, you mean?
Listeners.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
I saw this other thing on Twitter. I'm not going to find it. Last year, people were talking about Tyler Water, the song, obviously did numbers. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
But then under that, you know, Xmas.
Yeah.
There were people that showed this studio. There's a lot of phones though in there, and then they are playing a song. But it's not water. They are playing a song. So they call them stream farms. I don't know if you've heard of that, bro.
I think I've heard not of stream farms, but I've heard like something of that, like fabricating streams. Yeah, I've heard
is that a thing?
It is a thing. Like for instance, 6ix9ine has been accused countless times for fabricating streams, because to think on YouTube, the video that had the most the most views in a period of 24 hours was Eminem's. It was not even a video, it was audio, but they considered it a video because it's on YouTube. Eminem's Kill Shot, the diss against Machine Gun Kelly. It had the most views, but it's understandable because everybody was anticipating it, and he has a lot of fans. But then 6ix9ine beat that record. 6ix9ine. Think about that. Wow. I know he had teenagers and everybody listening to him. Marana, from my perspective, from the people that I was around, nobody was listening to that guy. So,
you know what's crazy? I actually saw 50 Cent on one of 6ix9ine's tracks.
For real?
Yeah. I don't remember the name of the track. But 6ix9ine, I think he got into trouble with the law.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent apparently in that song he said something about not getting into trouble with the law. And then Atwada 50 Cent. Yeah, actually let's talk about that, bro. The lyrics used on songs, because we all know Young Thug is going through a case.
Yeah.
And then they are playing his songs to him to say to kind of implicate him or whatever. I don't know what Kua says, boy.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, isn't it just rap, bro? Like, can people actually play your song record and say G Master said he's the bad guy? So let's say, God forbid, guy accident or Tulamoto. You understand? They would use those lyrics.
They use it as evidence.
Exactly. You said you're the bad guy. Someone did a bad thing. Like, is that fair to Young Thug and stuff like that?
I don't think it's fair, because I read somebody replying to that, and it was like, think about it. Hip hop or rap is an art form. As much as he's talking about guns and all that, Mara, it's an art form. It's expression.
Exactly.
He's expressing what he's seeing and what he's living in. So, is it fair? I don't think it is. It's an art form. It's like basically me going through a depression phase, and if it's a kepenta dipoku and a kepenta le batho ba kgaotso melala. And then it happens in my vicinity, it happens or motho kauliwa molala. Are they gonna use that as evidence, or I was planning that? Is that gonna be
crazy? And now it's like you're limiting the rapper from writing.
Exactly.
For the sake of, it's crazy.
So rappers, they're gonna start tiptoeing around the law.
And then the fans gonna hear G-Master, all of a sudden he's the good guy.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely crazy, man. So fabricating streams, it's a thing.
It is.
Is it illegal or?
It is illegal. It is a criminal offense. It's piracy, basically. So it's a criminal offense. I don't know if it's punishable with doing time in prison, but I know it is. It is a criminal offense.
No, that's crazy, bro. So if let's say, because I feel like some people do it, even though it's not on a larger scale. Family, obviously, like let's say you take your mother's phone and you play your song. What's that considered as? Like you play your song on Spotify, with your mother's phone.
I feel like when you're doing that, I get you're playing with your mother's phone. I feel like that's just to get noticed by the algorithm. It's not that you're sitting there and constantly playing the song and making sure I'm getting those streams. You get, yeah.
Joe, there was a time you told me about what's this thing? The money made in terms of streaming on Tavan, and that you have to be a Drake or The Weeknd to really start making money from that. Joe, how does that work, bro? Like, isn't it like, how much does Spotify pay?
Per stream? It's not even a cent. It's very far from a cent. Not even a cent. Like,
So if you're in hip hop, you basically make money from what? Performances, brand deals, not streams. That's crazy, bro.
Streams didn't make Drake be worth $180 million. No, that's not streams. That's Sprite, Nike, Mercedes.
What Nike is doing for Drake?
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's Mercedes.
Yeah,
crazy.
See, so it's not the streams. Definitely not. You have to. Mara, they help him because he has over 80 million monthly listeners. So for him, beneficial.
That's crazy. Alright, man. Let's close with this. Who do you want to see released this year? I know I asked you about Questa, but who else do you want to see released this year?
So Questa, I'm an Eminem fan, so I want to hear an album because I feel like the fact that the stereotypical he's old, he's white, I love the fact that he keeps on releasing music.
Exactly.
So what I heard is that he not this Friday, next Friday, Friday at the 26th. Yeah, he will be on an album here called Bennett. I don't know who did the site where YouTube has a music video, Lyrical Lemonade.
Dope, boy.
I think, have you watched Juice? But I think you've seen videos. Maybe, there's music videos there, and then on the corner of the video, there's this juice box.
No, I see them.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's Lyrical Lemonade. It's owned by Cole Bennett. He's also a white guy making moves in this culture that is considered black, right? So he's on the album. He doesn't rap or do anything, so he's featuring basically people. So Eminem will be in one of those songs. But I want an album because it's been 2020. Yeah, it was 2020.
Yeah, what a time to release an album.
Yeah.
I think 2024 is going to be a hot year.
Yeah.
Because I want to see, obviously, the anticipated one, cast by Nasty C. I want to hear what they're going to do there. You know, but honestly, someone else I want to see release this year is G-Meister, boy. Yeah, boy, it must work. Want an EP from you this year, boy.
Yeah.
It has to happen, man.
Definitely.
It's crazy. Do you think work ethic, our rappers decide it's right or what? Blake, he could release an album, rap. Something like what he did with David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard this freestyle, pardon me.
So
this freestyle that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Like, it's before he broke into the game. He was younger.
He
was still doing this choppy flow of his, but the bars.
Where did you hear it, bro? I think I know what you're talking about.
I saw it on an Instagram reel. He was on it was a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he did that freestyle.
What was he wearing? Blues, so?
Yeah. And he still had. You could still see he was young in there. Like you can see from his face structure. He was younger. He was a bit shorter. You can see, but yeah, like if Blackie could release an album rapping.
That's gonna be hot.
Yeah, and Weezy, Lil Wayne. If we can get the Carter 6, because the Carter albums,
they come with the heat.
If Kanye could ever think about releasing his collaboration album,
That's what I boy.
We don't have hope for it. In SA, Hop Up in Mama, I feel like there's a lot of cats.
Now I want youngster CPT.
Yeah.
I need him to release an album.
And I feel like if Lindsay Tatoso, I feel like Tatoso should release an album.
Hey, you love that dude,
No,
we should get him.
No, definitely. We should put him here at an interview. Maria, Tatoso, man, I feel like he's shaking up the game, man.
Yeah, no.
He may not have the same attention as everybody else.
Exactly.
He has the skill.
And he got attention from Super Mega.
Yeah.
So you best believe. And what he did on that track.
Yeah.
It's like he wasn't nervous. Super Mega.
No.
Oh, Mbuzi's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, boy.
You heard her, he was comfortable.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He's a natural. 25K as well.
Yeah.
I need something from him. Not on features, Marina straight.
Yeah, not straight.
I also had someone else in mind, too. Actually, yeah, man. Okay, Sharp, who else do you get that after?
Who else, man?
So it's a youngster CPT.
Yeah.
Youngster CPT, 25K, Tato Soul. Yeah, but if this didn't release, we safe.
Yeah, we safe.
You spoke about Questa as well. That joint album, Nasty C,
Casper. Yeah. Who else?
No, 2024 I feel man for hip hop, boy.
It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming. Yeah.
G-Meister.
Yeah.
Definitely. EP. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Maglera Dope Boy and then we'll close it up, man.
Yeah.
There's this video that was trending of him being, I think, Free State, what's one day.
Yeah.
And then they were holding knives and stuff. I don't know if you know the video.
No.
I wish I could show you. But everybody's like, this is not cool, bro. Like those, you can see those G's are gangsters straight.
Yeah.
And then it was like, obviously portrayed it as cool and stuff. But for me, I feel two ways about it. He's showing us where he comes from, rather, on Talohan. Even though that's what your T-Bates really, and stuff like that, I don't know what you'd say about it. It's like basically you play gangsters, easy chilling, drinking Hennessy or whatever. I don't know how you feel about that. Are you advertising violence and immorality, or are you just showing us really where you come from and embracing your hood?
Now I feel like, to keep it short, some things don't belong on the internet. Just to keep it short. You can chill with Brasba from same kasi It's fine. Mara wa itse re Brasba ba go kasi ba etsa nthonga ka mofatso wa ntlhala.
Yeah.
So you know what? Keep it away from the internet, we need just keep that peace, and you do not want that.
Okay.
Because now you see we're living in an age where that could be used as evidence at some crime. So he better be careful.
He's been in huge trouble, ne?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
Yeah. So
no, that's facts.
Definitely.
No, you closed it. Valid point. Some things just don't belong on the internet.
Yeah.
Facts. So basically, we could say he is advertising violence here.
Anger. Yeah, definitely.
That's going on the thing, boy. You killed it. You killed it. Alright, everybody. As you can see, he's drinking water, minding his business.
Yeah.
You know, I had to have more fire. Because it was a fire episode, honestly. Indeed. I enjoyed it, bro.
Yeah.
As we're about to close, I just want to send a shout out to G Meister's grandma. We're in her studio. If you're looking for a studio, come through, man. You know, Maglera. That's the place, man. But really, shout out, man. Shout out to family that has our back, because those are your real fans.
True.
Family. If your family got your back, you can build from that, man. And did you tell her, how many times did you ask her, bro? Once, right?
Once, yeah.
And she was like, you boys are good to go.
Yeah.
So shout out to G Master's grandma, man. This is amazing. This is beautiful in here.
Amazing.
I wish we could shoot for hours, bro. Yeah. So shout out, parents, support your kids.
Indeed.
You are the first base of support. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and please share with friends and loved ones. We are leaving you with the biggest track right now in South.
Dango.
Antagonist.
Yeah.
By G Meister.
Ish.
As born.
Yeah. Subscribe.
There won't be rhyme or reason. Let's hope Jesus don't let you turn into Jesus. If my pain eases, the state of you divas. Life gotta be a sitcom like Martin and Gina. Keep your hands in the dirt like a garden keeper. Deadly with the setback like James Harden's teacher. Cross over the game like the section executives make you sign in secret.